Hello travelers, I'm Timothy French. We're in Charleston, South Carolina to continue on our quest to visit every town center in the state. So let's get started right here at the old Exchange, Provost Dungeon and Custom House here. Yeah, a beautiful old building here in Charleston at the end of Broad Street. Yeah, you can go inside and check out their museum, but there's a cost to it. We're just going to walk through this town today so you can get a look at how it really is if you were to come here and walk through it yourself. And you can see there's old buildings all up and down through here, beautiful architecture and so forth. We're going to walk all the way up through Broad and some of the other streets as we go along, but first I want to cross over and pay tribute to all the men and women who were brought through this town and sold into slavery. This is a little memorial they have here, and then there's another museum up the road we'll take a look at, but I just wanted to read this. The slave auctions. Charleston was one of the largest slave trading cities in the U.S. In the 1800s, the area around the old Exchange building was one of the most common sites of downtown slave auctions, along with real estate and other personal property. Thousands of enslaved people were sold here as early as the 1770s. Most auctions occurred just north of the Exchange, though some also took place inside the building we just talked about. And merchants also sold slaves at nearby stores on Broad, Chalmers, State, and East Bay Street. And on the back side it says, enslaved Africans were usually sold at wharves along the city harbor. Some Africans were sold near the Exchange, but most people sold here were born in the U.S., making this a key site in the domestic slave trade, and that's something I didn't know. In 1856, the city banned auctions of slaves and other goods from the Exchange and moved them indoors, I guess. Indoor sales grew elsewhere, and Ryansmar, a complex of buildings between Queen and Chalmers Street, became the main downtown auction site. And I think we'll see that as we go along. Can you imagine the horror of being brought here and sold into slavery? But anyway, I'm glad they got that there for them. They probably should, I'd like to see them make a statue or something right there to commemorate it better than just the sign. That'd be nice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to walk up Broad Street, which is center town, and we'll cut over on I think it's called Chalmers. Y'all have to correct me, I'm sure. You'll have to correct me on a lot of these names, I imagine. Yeah, we're going to go up through here, then we're going to we'll cross over and go down King Street, which is where the shopping is, and then we'll cut back down Market Street to go through the city market, and then we'll go through the park and where that pineapple is, you'll see it a lot of times in people's videos, and the pier and all down there. And we'll shoot by the Rainbow Road to see those houses on out to the Battery. So stick with me. We're going to walk along here and take our time. I'm not a tourist guide or a history buff. I'm just a tourist, just like you would be if you came here. So let's go on up. That white church is at the four corners of Law. That's mostly offices and things, up through a few art shops, I think. We're going to cut over on State here so we can go to that slave mart. As you can see, as we come up on Chalmers Street, they have these horse and buggy tours that you can take. There's one to our left right there. People are listening to the tour guide. Tell about the history of this town. Beautiful horses. Got some skeletons climbing the palmetto tree here. A couple of pirate skeletons right here as well, so that's cool. Yeah, those carriage rides are fun. We'll talk about them in a little bit more as we get on around them. Market Street and all that. So this is Chalmers, C-H-A-L-M-E-R-S. Chalmers Street. I believe I'm correct on that. Y'all let me know if I'm not. This building over here is the pink building, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it's pink because of what it's made out of, but I can't remember exactly what they said about it. Up here where these people are is the slave mart. And if you see these, there's somebody else giving a tour over there now. So yeah, a lot of people will take you on tours around here. But these roads were made out of black ballast stone. These ships would come over empty, they put the ballast stone in them, and then they'd dump the stones out and load the cargo on. And people in Charleston said, we'll just use those to make streets, and they're pretty cool looking, I think. So let's continue on up. So this is the slave mart right here. People are going inside right now to tour it. Yeah, slave trading complex. This was the south end of a large slave trading complex known as the Mart or Rhines Mart. It was opened in 1856 by Thomas Rhine after the city banned auctions of enslaved people and other goods from streets near the Exchange building. At that time, this Chalmers Street lot was an alleyway that led to the rest of the complex, which extended 1 block north to Queen Street. In 1859, the Mart's second owner had the alley covered and converted into a formal auction space. So ain't that something? Can you imagine being in there and separated from your family, sold off to different people? I just can't imagine how somebody can convince themselves to do that to another human being. Anyway, there it is if you want to come and tour it. And since they moved it off of Exchange Street where we started, I'm sitting here thinking maybe it was so horrific that they didn't want the women and children to see what they were doing. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I thought. It's a beautiful street now, dude. But you gotta shake off the past of what happened here. Like I said, apparently it was a whole complex of buildings up through here. All right, well, let's go on, get on a happier note here as we travel through this beautiful city full of history. As you can see, the carriage was full of people taking a tour, and there are people on walking tours. Of course, they have ghost tours and all kinds of different tours you can take. We're taking our own here today. We're at the intersection of Church Street and Chalmers Street here in the French Quarter. You can see these beautiful buildings and homes all down through here. You can see the ballast stone continues on up to Chalmers. We're going to cross over and go down Church and get back on Broad, and we'll go up to the Four Corners of Law. We're back on Broad. And if we take a left here, you'll see the Exchange building right down there where we started. I'm going to try to show you things like this as we go along so you can keep your bearings at where we are and all. This is South State Bank, and they got a little monument that says, on this site stood Shepherd's Tavern, the birthplace of the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry, the Mother Supreme Council of the world, May 31st, 1801. Well, there you go. Didn't know nothing about that, just wandered up on it. Yeah, look at those buildings though. This is, like I say, there's a few little shops, but it looks like mostly offices. Let's cross over. A lot of churches in this town. You'll see that white one right there, and then there's others all through here. It's also known as the Holy City because of that. Looks like they're doing construction ahead, so we'll jump up to there. We're at City Hall now. Yeah, this building used to be a bank, and it stands upon the site which was set apart as a marketplace in 1672 and used for that purpose until 1796, when the old beef market, as the place was then known, was destroyed by fire. Yeah. And then I guess eventually the City Hall moved in here, and I think that was a good choice to have them right here in the center of town. What a beautiful building it is. Check that out. Yeah. Charleston, y'all got a nice one. No doubt about that. Sits right here on the four corners of law. You got your local here, your state over there on that corner, your federal over there, and your religious law right here in this beautiful church with this white steeple. Just a beautiful area here. Well, let's continue on. If you go on North Broad Street there, you'll see King Street. We'll take a right. You go out to where all the shopping is. We're going to end up in that area, but I want to come around this corner here first and show you this park that sits here, Washington Square. As we walk along, there'll be a lot of buildings that are historical, but I won't know anything about them unless they say something about them. So if you guys know as I walk along, comment, let us know what we just passed. You can ride these bikes here if you get tired of walking. So this is the park, and looks like there's about 4 different tours going on right now. Those tours are fun to go on. I've been on a few of them. And if you get a good storyteller, that makes all the difference in the world. This white building up here, I think they use it for events now, like weddings and things. So that would be a cool place to have a wedding, I imagine. There's a police car sitting out here, so I don't know why they're right there. I thought maybe a police station, but I can't tell. Wind's blowing today.
Yeah. As her 60th birthday present.
It's kind of cool, but it's awesome out here. And beautiful. If you walk back down there, there's where the slave market was here on Chalmers. Yeah, that building's got a sign on it that says HIBERNIAN Hall. Like I said, I think they use it for, I guess, events and weddings and all. But I'm not going to jump over there to read the sign. And this little building here, I don't think they use it no more because it doesn't look like it's been taken care of, but it was the site of the Francis Evans Center for Historic Preservation. So a lot of the things that we see here in Charleston today would have got mowed down and tore down if big corporate developers had their way. So thank those people for keeping this town looking the way it does. This old architecture and all. Looks like you could go in right there, like a bay, maybe horses back into there, keep horses in there or something, I don't know. That place over there is called the Black Door, but it's in a pink building. I guess the door's black where that girl came out. More public parking down here. We're going to turn left on this street, I think. Queen Street, and make our way up to King. I'm on the other side now. And I decided to go on down Meeting Street a little bit further because I wanted to walk under these beautiful trees and pass this carriage, take the people on a tour. As you see, you can take them carriages and they'll stack forward to a row there. Can get a little tight, so if you want to take your own private carriage ride, you can do that for a little extra money, of course. This is the Gibbs Museum of Art. Forgot about that. You can go in there and check that out. Another beautiful building. I like the sidewalk the way it is as well. Carolina Art Association in 1857, a group of civic-minded Charlestonians established the Carolina Art Association. That's awesome. And where you look, just a beautiful, beautiful building. Got this one to the right over here. And it looks like it's a church. Let's see if I can get over there. I don't know. Now, hold on, I'm going to try to frogger this thing, but I'm going to do it with the camera off. Decided to keep going on down the road here. Traffic was a little too thick and my frogger luck didn't seem too good today. So we're going to go on down here and turn on. Let me look real quick, hold on. Now the sign's blocked. We're going to turn on this road up here. There's one. Let's see what it says. Horlbeck Alley. I guess I got that right. And this turn, it's kind of an ugly one. Let's go up through here and get on King Street. We're looking back at Meeting Street now. Got a horse and carriage coming our way up this ugly street and overgrown path. I got along this, what was a hotel at one time, I imagine. Looks like it could be apartments now. Old chopped up tree. I just wanted to show you that because all of the city, all cities really in towns got their good and bad spots, and well, that was not terrible. It could be decorated up a little bit more, I suppose. That's all I'm saying. As we look back, you can see that carriage crossing over King Street from that alley we just walked up through. And we can see shops and all the way down through here on King. We're gonna walk through it today. Like I said, it's early in the morning. A lot of stuff's not open yet. We got Beachables right there. Of course, there was a big antique store there and Sarah Campbell there. Not too crowded here this morning, but as we get up further on this end, that's where we were the other day. And people walking back all over the place. It was warmer too, of course. There's Victoria Center, whatever that is. Got a seafood shack here, right here on the right. You can sit outside, got some art for you there. We got these little restaurant and bars all the way up through King Street here. Little boutiques and clothes shops. These old beautiful buildings. There's some dresses and all for girls in there. Natural luxury in this one. They got a sale going on, 40% off. Love Shack Fancy right here. Yeah. Here's all your Love Shack Fancy stuff in the windows. Got some provocative mannequins there for you to look at, I reckon. Here's Market Street again. This is Market Street. Meeting Street was one we were on down a block away. There's the Be the Light, the Charleston place.com. I'm not sure what that is. There's the, I'm gonna walk up a little bit further. Let's cross over. There's the city market down there. We'll come back because this is the area up here where most people come to shop, I think. I don't know what they do there. CharlestonPlace.com. Y'all let me know. It's right beside Old Town Grill and Seafood. Yeah, just got a few people walking out here this morning. College is on up this way too, so you'll get a lot of students walking all up and down through here like there was yesterday. It was very crowded. Louis Vuitton right here for you, if I'm saying that correctly. There's a nice little store over there as well. Fredo, I don't know. Get out of the road before I get run over. So now you can see it on up through there. It goes on all the way up to Marion Square if you keep going that direction. Got some Gucci here. Look in the windows and see all the purses. You keep all that money you got, if you buy one of those, you must have plenty of it. Looks like they got one for sale over there. It used to be Books and Media. So if you need a building right here on King, you can do it. We saw a lot of buildings kind of empty up on the end closer to 26 there, Interstate 26. There's a visitor center up there that we parked in, and they got a little museum up there. That was good. You can get a lot of information about this town from there. And there was a little restaurant on the corner. I can't remember the name of it. They picked up a smash burger. It was good. It was expensive, but it was a good burger. Of course, everything's expensive now. I think it was $15. $14 or something like that. But yeah, I think McDonald's catching up to that. The way they're pricing their stuff these days. What do y'all think? All right, all right. Let's cross over. You see, they got plenty of bike racks here. Clothes for guys too there. You can see. Palm Avenue. Got a jeweler here as well. Let's see this building here. Yeah, that's a nice one. Go in there and get y'all Rolex. All right. Trying to miss all these people coming back and forth. Just give you a look at the street up there. It's a beautiful street. You can see these cars come down through there. Let me go around this car right here. Gretchen Scott's. Yeah, people in there shopping early this morning. What time is it? 10:42. I thought it was still before 10, but it's 10:42 already. Everly Rings there. We got Quiet Storm Surf Shop is on that end. We got J Crew over there. Some other things. You got to pay to park here, but they got parking. Yeah. Here's the Quiet Storm Surf Shop inside there. That's a nice little shop. Kendra Scott's on that side. Along with Candlefish and that beautiful good. And check that out. That's nice. We're at Wentworth Street now. I think we're going to turn back here at Wentworth and King. As you can see, the stores continue on, and you go on up through there. They got all kinds of selections for you. And it's quite the walk, so you want to take those buses and ride them around, you can. They got bikes you can rent. And of course, they got those little bicycle taxis where somebody will ride you around in those. Anyway, there's a look at King Street, and this is where most of the shopping happens. So come down and check them out. This was my first time coming up here on this trip, and there's definitely a lot to do and buy here on this road. So yeah, check them out. Well, let's go on back down there to Market Street. Check out the city market. We're back on Market Street now, right in front of this fancy Target they got at Majestic Square, right beside the Riviera Theater they got here. Yeah, we're gonna turn down and go down to the city market. Check that out. A lot of people like to walk through there and buy those baskets and things like that. As I was walking down to the market, I saw the sign for the Riviera Theater. So yeah, they do shows in there, as you can see by this poster right here. That'll probably be a lot of fun. Also past this Charleston Place courtyard. Very beautiful in there. And there's the Riviera straight up there. Just give you a reference. Kind of panning around. Looks like they got a rooftop deck up there. Old concrete truck getting ready to go down and do some work somewhere. Palmetto Barbershop's right there. Check them out. They'll keep it trimmed up. Dog clothes factory is also in here. All kinds of unique little shops as you go along. So just for your reference, there's the beginning of the market right there. This is Meeting Street Market. There's the direction we came from, the Riviera, King Street, and all the shopping's up there. Take a right, go back down that way. That'll take you over to Broad, and we walked down part of Market Street before we got to that alleyway we cut through on. Now we're going to cut over here as soon as the light changes. Let me go over here with these people and check out the market. Well, let's go on in the market now. We'll do a straight walk through. There's some of those baskets we talked about earlier. Got jewelry and signs. Art.
That's passion fruit.
Clothing and all. You can shoot out each side here. This would have been all open at one time. They got stores on the other side. Thank you. Ready for Christmas. So the city market encompasses several buildings all the way down through here to the next street down here, and I can't remember what the name of it is. I wanted to come on the outside of the market there, but you can see it was crowded, full of people. Here's some more of those carriages you can ride. There's several of these companies all around town. One I've used is in a red barn. Not sure exactly, I can't remember exactly where it's at. But when you take these rides, you need to know that there's 5 routes that they take. And when you buy your ticket, and when they pull out, they'll go through a gate somewhere, and there'll be a person there that gives them like a lottery ball that tells them which route they get to take. So you might not get to see the historic sites you wanted to see if you get a route that was different than what you wanted. That's what I'm saying. So you never know where you're going to go. All the tours are good, but just know that when you get on there, there's no guarantee you're going to go by the Rainbow Row or certain historic places like that. They have 5 routes throughout the city. That keeps the horses and things spread out so that it doesn't bother traffic too bad. Yeah, there's Rainbow Row right there. All right, coming up to the end.
Yeah, we have that also.
Out on East Bay Street. There's a lot of people out here today. Let's cut back right here for a minute. On the North Market Street here. Yeah, as you can see, another carriage turning, going right back up there where we started. And this market is called City Market, but some people know it as the slave market. But what you need to know, there was never any slaves sold in this market. It was called that because of the number of slaves and free black people who came down here and sold and bought goods during that time. That's how it got its name. So that's a little interesting piece of history. All right, well, let's keep going. We've got a lot more to see. Let's turn on East Bay Street. Go over there to the Customs House. We're up on the steps of the United States Customs House. Just wanted to get a shot of that beautiful building before we carried on. For your reference, There's the Charleston City Market. This is East Bay Street. And if you walk on back this way, the way we are going, we can run back into the Provost dungeon and all that where we started. We're coming up on Vendu Range now. And we're not in Rainbow Road, but you can see they painted some of their buildings to look like that, and the water's right down there, and that's where we're going next. We're in Waterford Park now, and if you look off in the distance, you can see a Carnival cruise ship leaving Charleston Bay out there, right by Fort Sumter. If you look across this way, you can see where you can catch the water taxis and things like that. And Mount Pleasant is on the other side there. You can see the bridge that takes it across on the other side of where Carnival cruise ship docks and all. This is a beautiful park to get out here. I just wanted to show you that for reference. I'm moving all over the place, kind of funny because I'm dodging people. So we came from that direction right there. Come down that little alley from East Bay Street. There's ice cream shops and things like that up through there. You can walk down that way, or you can walk under these trees like I'm getting ready to do and go over to the pineapple. We made our turn, go up to the pineapple that you see on the left up there. Doing some work on this building, so we've got some noise up in here, but it's beautiful up under these trees. Plenty of places to see it. You know, Charleston's an old city. You know, I think it's burnt down several times over the years. Major fires with 100 or more buildings lost. Each time they rebuilt, hung on, they've been through a lot. Hurricane Hugo came through here. They had those fires over the years. Of course, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War. All kinds of things, but they have managed to hang on with the hard work of people who live here and the people who wanted to preserve this city and its in the beautiful state it is right now. They're out here working on this fountain. A lot of people like to come out here and take selfies, which is what they're doing right there. A lot of people also come here and get married here. What you got to know is when you get married there, that it's not blocked off in the public, and they're having a wedding and kids running around that fountain with you. You just know that. But it's a beautiful park for sure. All right, let's jump ahead. We're walking on a dirt path now that goes along the water front here. If you look out there, you'll see the forts and where the Carnival cruise ship was departing. There's Mount Pleasant over there, and the pier in Waterford Park and the bridge that crosses over there. Yeah, just a cool little area to walk through if you're on this back side. But we're getting ready to cut over now and go up to where the Rainbow Row is and check out those houses. There's one more look back right here on Boyce's Wharf. Just wanted you to see that so you know where we were cutting through. So there's a look back down Boyce's Wharf to the water one more time. It's all residential up through here. And this is Rainbow Road right here. You can see they painted all the buildings different colors. And it begins right here at East Elliott Street, basically. I think there's 13 total as you go along. And we'll kind of walk down the walkway here and show you the houses from this side. I think you'll be able to see them better. These houses were once owned by merchants who went down on the wharves and brought things up here and sold them, I reckon. And the water used to be up further than it is right now. This is all to our left's been filled in. And that's why you got the different wharfs, street names. Just a beautiful bunch of houses though, these trees and all. And there's a wharf that goes out through there to buy the stone and some brick. But yeah, this was where they had unloaded all their stuff on these different wharfs up through here, and this would have been, you know, kind of industrial, I imagine. These different shops and buildings and things like that. But over time, they got run down, and it was looking bad down through here. And there was a realtor, I can't remember her name, y'all can post her name down here, but she came down here and bought one of these buildings and decided to paint it one of those pastel colors, then convinced her neighbors to do the same. And voila, you got a tourist attraction. So, just goes to show you, you know, I go through a lot of towns. If you've been following me, we go through a lot of towns where they're run down. Here comes another one of them carriages. They got the lucky lotto ball, I guess. But yeah, area looks run down, then somebody comes in and starts fixing it up. Next thing you know, high dollar. Everybody wants to be there. Funny how that works. Up in Halifax, North Carolina, same thing happened there. Look at these streets here. Yeah, the same thing happened there. A woman come in, bought the buildings, fixed it up, and it's a beautiful town to go through now. So if you ever get a chance to see that video, go watch it. If your town's struggling, or you got a portion of your town that's struggling, only takes one person to do the right thing, and you got Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road, I guess is what it's called. You see a lot of people walking around here. This little section, yeah, trying to. This little section here is the piece of the wall, the original wall that was around Charleston. You can see. We walked Broad Street right there, Church Street, and the wall was at Meeting Street. So when we walked up to King Street, we were outside the wall. If you come down this side over here, you'll see Market Street. That's where the market is, and where you see that water right there. Market Street was all in that water area right there. A little runoff area, I can't remember what you call it. Kind of like a swash, I guess. And a family gave that to the city to build that market. And they filled all that in, and that's what we walked through there to look at all those items they had for sale there. So that's pretty cool. And that's part of the original wall right there. So yeah. They were or they built the wall because they were being attacked back in the day by different people wanting this area. I guess different countries and all that. And the original Charleston was called Charlestown. And it was 6 miles down the Ashley River, somewhere down that way. And didn't have good water, and they were friends with the Native Americans here, and they told them about this little place out here. Said they should move out here because they'd be surrounded by water. And it offered them some protection, and it did, along with that wall. So that's cool how they did that. And here it is today. Let's walk on out to the battery. Check that out. So just for your reference, we're looking back toward Rainbow Road, and the wall was over there on the other side. And we're going this direction toward the battery. We're going to turn it there, but this is a little place people like to go. It's called Stoll's Alley. It's one of the many alleys you'll find here in Charleston. And it has a whole history to it, but I can't tell you about it because I read it and forgot it. So I'm going to walk through here with you and let you comment below about the history of this alley. I know I was watching a video. I watched a bunch of videos, and they show a bunch of B-roll popping back and forth. Check that cool door out. And they go so fast through a lot of stuff. I'll think it's cool and remember it, and then I'll quickly forget it when they move on to the next thing. But I think this was named this for a blacksmith. A story about a blacksmith. Made a lot of ironworks here in town. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. But it is beautiful. There's another alley around here that they claim people had duels in, but that's questionable. Questionable. Maybe he made that work right there, ironwork right there, I don't know. But it comes back here to all the, in between all the houses and all, goes to the next street up. So let's cut back. Let's go on around. Well, I'll tell you what. I cut back. Let's jump ahead and go to this street up here. It looks like it drops out here on Church Street. There's the sign for it, Stoll's Alley. You can see the brick under this stucco here on this building. Back then, people didn't like the look of brick, and they covered it up. They covered it up with stucco. And that's why you'll see a lot of buildings like that. I don't know if there was a window right there, it looks like, also. But I thought that was interesting that the people who built these houses at first didn't like the look of brick, stuccoed over there, all of it. This is the neighborhood street here on Church. Let's cut on down. You can see some of the beautiful houses as we go. Got the pumpkins out right here. Getting ready for Halloween. See if I can get my way out of here. I'm in a maze. People going that way and this way. All right. Let's go back out. Time to get back out there to the battery. So for your reference, there's the road we just came down. We're back out on East Bay now. Back that way is Rainbow Road. I keep saying road, but row. And here's some of those beautiful houses along the way. And let's walk on through here. A lot of people out today. It's finally warmed up a little bit. Joggers, tours, and locals alike, I guess. There's the Ford out there again. I like this house right here. It's nice. Some of these things are moving. You can hear them moving. This is Atlantic Street right here. And we're going to go on and jump by all these people in this construction. As you walk along the road here, you'll see signs like the one across the street that says the Edmiston Alston House. And that's a little information thing for you. A lot of historic houses in here. I imagine they all are, but I guess some of them's got more stories behind them than others. There's another one down here called the Palmer House. And of course, when you take those tours, they'll tell you all about it. And this wall we're walking on kind of protects these houses from the water when it rises up and during storms and all, I imagine. Got a skeleton up there. Just look back at all that. It's so nice. If you got a few men lying around, I imagine you can buy one. Look, that one's real cool. Got pirates hanging up there and skeletons. Beetlejuice. Ooh. Remember when I told you to watch your step because these sidewalks are uneven? That little trip I just did was the reason. Yeah, they went all out on that one. I like it. Got an underwater diver there. Somebody playing the drums up there. A girl riding a little rocking horse there, a little spooky thing. Let me see if I can zoom in for you on that just a hair. All right. There you go. See them all? We're at East Battery and South Battery now. They're doing a lot of construction down here, so I'm not sure if they've had some type of storm damage. Because I know a lot of houses down there seem like they were being worked on. And makes me wonder. If you guys know, comment below. Let us know. I think we can still go in behind the fence here into the park, and we'll see some of those cannons, and there's a statue over there. Here's the kind of the steps are going down. Yeah, they're doing all kinds of work. So I don't know if that was planned or maybe something happened here not too long ago. This is a beautiful park full of these live oaks. They're low limbs. I just love them. And if I had a house here in Charleston, it'd be nice to have that one right there. Really, any of these would be good. It'd be good enough. So there's those cannons, they used to defend themselves over the years. Let's see this statue real quick. There's another one up here as well. Let's see who it is. This monument represents the high esteem in which all who love freedom hold. Charleston's native son, William Moultrie. Okay. Yeah, they got a Fort Moultrie out there in them waters too. There he is. Yeah, I think he fought out there at Fort Moultrie, if I'm remembering this correctly. And the fort wasn't built yet. They were still working on it. So they ended up using some of these palmetto trees as logs to build them fort walls with. And when the British came, they didn't know the British was coming right at first. And when they found out, they had to hastily cut down them logs and build them a barrier out there in that water somewhere. I'm not sure where, on the other side of the fence, but the British started firing on them. And those palmetto trees, logs were kind of spongy. When the cannonball hit them, they just bounce off. So it worked out pretty good. They ended up defeating the British in that battle. And this is to the Confederate defenders of Charleston and Fort Sumter. There's their statue, and that was a big battle out there, started the Civil War and all that. Like I say, I believe that's it right out there. It's Fort Sumter. Probably too far for you to see in this video. Let's go on in. There's supposed to be a beautiful old tree down here to check out. So, yeah, let me get across this wall. I'm jumping around all over the place. Some more of them cannons. We'll keep the camera on. There's another statue here. Monument of some sort. And then we'll find that tree. All right. To the defenders of Fort Moultrie, June the 28th, 1776. Pointing out there at the water. That's good. Helped us have the freedom we have here today. And we need men like that, men and women like that today to continue that push to protect our freedoms. All right, who's this up here? You see how these trees are, they're beautiful. Called evergreens because they kind of stay green all year round. I mean live green, not evergreen. They're called live green oaks. I think the leaves fall, but overall they stay green, if I'm correct on that. But this is of Sims, author, journalist, and historian. There he is, right under those trees. All right, got a gazebo up here to take pictures with. And I think I'm gonna stop right here until I can figure out where this tree is. Well, I figured it out. That angel oak's not even in Charleston. It's over there in James Island, over there where we're camped. So I'm gonna do a town center video for James Island as well. So we'll do that tree when we get there. I got this little fountain memorial here, and a little tidbit, if you're thirsty, that's potable water coming out of the spigot there, so you can get you a drink, fill up your water bottle. Yeah, beautiful little park, beautiful town, all kinds of history. Since it's October, you should definitely take one of those ghost tours. And if you do, one of them's probably going to stop in this park here and talk about the pirate, Bonnet, known as the gentleman's pirate or something like that. Anyway, they caught him and apparently brought him here and hung him. From one of these trees, maybe, I don't know. If y'all know the story better than me, tell it in the comments below. Yeah, haunted buildings and hanging trees, and churches and graveyards and this and that. If you want to get scared in Halloween, come down here in October. My wife and I have done that. And we take those little haunted tours. And we've had a great time with the people that took us around. And we've done the carriage tours too. So if you get you a good storyteller, it's a lot of fun. And I highly recommend it here. Charleston, South Carolina. Hope you enjoyed this walk and talk tour of their town center and surrounding areas. If you did, I appreciate it. If you'd like, subscribe, and share. Y'all take care.